Okay, today in Algebra 2, Lesson 1.1, we're just going to review a few things that you already know just to make sure that we have some vocabulary down. We are going to talk about what is opposite. Okay, the opposite of add is subtract, so let's talk about why is that important right now. Okay, the opposite of negative 5 would be to have a positive 5. Why is that important? Because when we add those two things together, we get a result of 0. Okay, if you have a positive 7. The opposite of positive 7 is a negative 7, and its sum is 0, and that is always going to be really important as we go on. Okay, a reciprocal. A reciprocal is a number that has been inverted. So if you have the number 2/3, its reciprocal is 3/2. Okay, as we get through and we start doing a lot of Algebra 2, we will need to have a product of 1. So anytime you multiply a number by its reciprocal, your product is 1. Okay, let's think about why that is. If we were to multiply 2/3 by its reciprocal, which is 3/2, okay, you could say, okay, multiply our numerators together. 2 times 3 is 6, over 3 times 2 is 6, and 6/6, 6 divided by 6 is 1. You could have also done it like this, 2/3 times 3/2. Okay, multiplying by a reciprocal always yields you an answer of 1. The 2's can reduce. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 2 is 1. The 3's also reduce. 3 into 3 is 1. 3 into 3 is 1, and when you multiply that out, you get 1. Anytime you multiply a number by its reciprocal, your product will be 1. Okay, now we're going to talk about unit rate analysis. If somebody comes up and tells you that they worked for 4 hours and they earned $36, they wouldn't say that they earned $36 per 4 hours. To get the unit rate, you would need to know what they made per hour. So that's what we're talking about, unit rate analysis. So we always talk in dollars per hour. So if they tell you that they made $36 in 4 hours, that's great, but again, that's not how our common vocabulary works. So we are going to reduce this. Well, we'll go into both 36 and 4. What is the greatest common factor? Well, 4 is. 4 into 36 is 9, and 4 into 4 gives you 1. Now we have a unit rate. So that person can say, oh, I was making $9 per hour. So the unit rate is per 1. Your denominator must be 1. And when you do the analysis, that's the actual reducing of it. Okay, the only property that we are going to deal with in this unit is the distributive property. The distributive property we will use all year. You will use throughout college algebra and any other math that you have. So if you have 5 times the quantity of x plus 2, we're going to use the distributive property. 5 must be distributed to the x as well as to the 2. So we just multiply that out. When we say distribute, that means to multiply. 5 times x is 5x, plus 5 times 2 is 10. Whatever is outside the set of parentheses must be distributed to every term inside the parentheses. To distribute it means to multiply by it. Okay, now we are going to take a look at unit analysis with conversion. Okay, again, unit, we're going to take a unit and we are going to convert it. For example, if somebody says that they went 132 miles, and they say, well, how many kilometers was that? Well, then we need to convert it. We need to take that unit of miles and convert it into kilometers. Well, we do this by multiplying. Okay, and we're going to look at this. And if we know that 132 miles is over 1, because any whole number is understood to be over 1. How do we reduce fractions? They have to reduce from the numerator to the denominator. So in order to do that, if we have the unit of miles right here in the numerator, to be able to reduce it, we need to put miles in the denominator in what we're multiplying by. What are we converting to? Kilometers. Okay, so we need kilometers to stay in the numerator. Then we need to fill in what we know. In 1 mile, there is 1.61 kilometers. Now we will reduce anything that we can. Okay, miles can cancel out with miles. Miles in the numerator, reduces with miles in the denominator. And the only unit we are left with is kilometers. Now, we just multiply the numerator times the numerator, 132 times 1.61, and we are going to get 213, and the unit is kilometers. And then in the denominator, it's just 1 times 1, and there is no unit because we canceled it out. So that means that 132 miles is equal to 213 kilometers. That is the same thing. So that is just converting units.